Hey guys, Razorblade Mango here, and this is a video with some footage from the Fallout 4 Automatron expansion pack. And actually, I'm doing this video later than I expected, because guess what? On one of my days off from work, the electric company decided to upgrade our electricity. So I've been without power for about 11 hours. It is great. So this video is actually a lot later than I expected, and I'm sorry about that. Blame the electric company, not me, cause it just had to be on one of my days off. That it's like the electric company was like, "Hey, Razorblade Mango, what days off do you have?" "Oh, I have Wednesday off." Well, then we'll do upgrades on your house then. It's like, cool. How long is that gonna take? About say 8 hours. And it's like 8 hours, because originally they were planning on doing this from like 8 o'clock to 5 p.m., which like 9 hours or so, and I think it went off like 8:30. So I was like, okay, so I gotta wait, and I just spent most of the day sleeping. Went out of the house a bit, had a very nice lunch with family, which was cool. Slept some more, and then 5 o'clock came and went, and I had to wait another 2 hours for the power to come back on. So I spent about 11 hours today with no power, which was awesome. A lot of fun. It actually gave me a chance to go through like books on my shelf. I don't think I've touched a book in forever, and I started going through my Fallout 4 art book, which is pretty awesome. It was a gift from a friend for Christmas, which was awesome. I think it was probably the best gift I got last year for Christmas. I have a Witcher 3 art book that I got from the collector's edition, which is awesome. So I read and looked at art a good part of my evening as well before hopping back onto PlayStation. So yeah, that's Razorblade Mango, how my day went. That's how my day went. So here's a Fallout 4 Automatron. It's good. It's pretty damn good. I have issues with it, but I think it's worth the $10 asking price. There's quite a it's like one big substantial quest line that you do, which has multiple different interesting endings, which I'm not going to spoil here. Gives you the ability to mod robots, give them your different voices, different weaponry, shit like that. And I think my biggest issue with this DLC is that if you haven't gone the way of like stacking up on mods and acquiring like the science perk for intelligence, where you get to like build gun stuff and mod armor, then the DLC, at least the robot companion portion of it, is gonna suck unless you're beefed up on those stats. So that's the one bad part about this, because I put a lot of my perks into like weaponry and charisma. So I didn't have a lot. I had like a decent amount of intelligence, but I didn't have enough to do like the really advanced gun and science stuff. So that was a bit annoying to find that out. And I guess that should kind of be expected. And yes, I know I do have weird names for my weaponry, but it's kind of a pain. But this quest, I mean, you'll get like maybe a good 3, 4, depending on how far you are, 3 or 4 perk options. And yeah, if you want to access like the cool robot shit, definitely put those into science, the gun modification, the craftsman modification stuff, all those perks. So do that if you plan on going all out with this robot companion DLC. But besides that, it's entertaining. Like I said, the quest is good. The quest is really good, you get this robot companion named Ada, who is pretty cool, and it's a permanent companion in the game. And she is one of the better ones that I've seen. I'm not really crazy about... I don't use a lot of the companions that are in the game. I think the ones that I use the most are like Nick Valentine, Piper, and Strong. I think sometimes Mr. Handy as well. And from what I've seen, you can actually make like an evil Mr. Handy, which is actually pretty funny. So I'm glad they put that in the game. At least they're giving you the option to rework Mr. Handy. But I like Ada a lot. I think she's cool. There's other robots that you meet as well. There's also the Mechanist, who's the main villain of this quest line, who is, I guess, one of the Silver Shroud villains. So from what I've seen, if you're wearing the Silver Shroud costume, you get some like unique dialogue stuff between them. So that's pretty cool. That's like a fun little Easter egg that Bethesda. I mean, Bethesda's known for coming up with these really cool Easter eggs in their games, and that's just another one. I think I like recently found out that one of the characters you meet in the Underground Railroad, the guy that becomes your companion in the Underground Railroad, he's actually followed you throughout the campaign, like in disguise. It's really weird, and it's weird going back and seeing like video evidence of this. It just goes to show you how like meticulous their attention to detail is when it comes to stuff like that. It's just cool little things in the background that you realize later was like, oh, I didn't know you can do that. It's a lot of like it feels like a lot of the experimentation that Kojima is known for, and I like that a lot. So the way you acquire parts for robot building also is you have to I think it's a fair system. You have to destroy the robots first that you come into contact with before you can acquire the ability to build like their parts. So if you want to build like one of those big, huge, hulking monster robots from the get-go, you're kind of shit out of luck until you get the parts for it, which you do by killing a version of that crazy, huge, hulking robot monster thing, which is fair, like I said. Also, I've noticed some weird... I think they're probably going to patch this later on. I hope they do. There's also some points where the frame rate just dips. And I heard like one of the patches fixed it where it's like a stable 30 frames per second on consoles. That's not happening with this Automatron DLC. And it's forgivable because... Well, not forgivable. It's tolerable in this situation. Because the times that the frame rate has like kind of chugged, it's like a ton of action, because later on when you finally go to the Mechanist hideout, it is like this guy sends like robot after robot after robot after robot at you. There was literally a point where there were a good like 9 or 10 robots around me, and understandably the frame rate took a massive hit because of that. I mean, it was still functional and I could still see what I was doing, but the dip in frame rate was absolutely noticeable. And speaking of 9 or 10 robots on screen at once, it can get pretty challenging. They bring in the damn robots that like shoot that laser beam from its eye, and that will like melt your health like all the way down. Like literally, you'll see your health bar, it'll be full, and then just boop, 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 it's just gone. Just you're dead. And I experienced that a few times because I've forgotten those enemies exist because I hate them so much from the base game. But they're here. All the other types of robots are creative as well. Tough. Definitely tough. There's robots that will, like I said, the laser beams, they'll fire electricity at you, they'll fire radiation waves at you. I mean, it's fucking crazy how much a variety of robots there is, and how quickly they can just fucking murder you in a second. It's kind of overwhelming at times. And you might want to, even if you're like level, like, I don't know, like 40 like I am, you might want to beef up your stats before you go against some of these robots, because it can get overwhelming. So there you go. That's a little tip from me to you guys regarding this. So yeah, I mean, the way you build robots is pretty easy. It's a good concept, The only problem is if you're not somebody that likes to go out into the world. See, the problem with this DLC is that the majority of the content you're going to get from it is really only accessible if you have gone the route of crafting. Like if you're somebody that likes to highly mod your guns, highly mod your armor, then you'll be fine. You will probably have all the perks unlocked needed. You'll have all the junk that's required for it, like all the screws, the adhesives, the metal. Well, I didn't, because I don't really care about crafting my weapons except like in certain situations. I only really craft weapons that I use a lot because I like to give them just weird offensive names. But if you haven't gone that route, it's going to be a bit of a grind for you, because you're going to need, junk to even like build a base version. Even like there's a part later on where you actually acquire another robot brain, and it's like one of the quest lines is build a body for this robot, and you're not even going to be able to build that body until you've had like 6 or 7 adhesive and a bunch of screws and shit like that. I mean, it's kind of like it kind of hits you out of left field. It's like, oh, I got to do all this shit. Oh, damn. Okay, I guess I'd better go out to the world and find junk. And thankfully, the one thing I will give them is that when you go into, there's like 2 specific dungeon-like areas that you go into, and both of them have quite, especially if you tag it, there's quite a bit of items that you'll be allowed to get, and that will give you the necessary items and parts and junk to build this base robot, which is good. It's the one thing I give them. They make it not easy, but they make it available for you to go out and get it. If you're keeping an eye on it, if you're going to actively look for junk, then the game makes it there for you. The expansion gives you plenty of opportunities to acquire it, which I like. And even then, you can always go to Diamond City and get junk from whatever the fuck her name is, that one chick that's next to the baseball guy and the mustache guy with the weapons. I don't remember their names. They're just, to me, they're just the dealers of Diamond City. But yeah, if you already have Fallout 4 and you want more, and you didn't buy the season pass, then I would say, yeah, I'd say this is worth it, especially if you're somebody that loves the modification stuff. Then totally, I totally would recommend it. For $10, hell yeah, I would. I'd recommend Fallout 4 Automatron. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Unless I can think of anything else that's coming out recently that I might do a video of. Probably not until, I don't know, probably not until Dark Souls 3 or Ratchet and Clank, maybe. Probably not until Dark Souls 3. I'll do another RBM plays, or if there's anything from the PlayStation Plus free games. Oh, no, actually, no. That reminds me. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is finally on sale, so I'll be getting that this weekend, which is cool. I should have I'll definitely make a video about that, because I want to talk about that, because I've been looking forward to it. I've heard a lot of great things about it, even though the microtransaction situation is shitty. I still want to play the game, and now that it's on sale, it's not a huge discount, but it is on sale, and I promised myself that I would get it once it was on sale, so I have no excuse at this point. Alright, and also, beginning of the month, I will be doing it's a long overdue list, and I apologize for that. Long overdue. I have like 3 lists that are long overdue. Favorite games, favorite movies, least favorite movies of 2015. So look for the favorite games bit at the beginning of the month. Like I said, it's not going to be a standard top 10, even though I will provide my top 10 games in the description. I'm just going to talk about, I think it's like 6 games that I've picked that I think are the cream of the crop from 2015. So look forward to that. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a good one, guys.